Can someone with zero experience bike over 1,000 miles across Europe? To test this theory, we'll bring in our usual test dummy.
Howdy folks, Eric here.
My goal is to make it from Friedrichshafen, Denmark, all the way down to Munich, Germany for Oktoberfest, the biggest party in the world. So I borrowed an old mountain bike from my cousin in my parents' hometown of Skövde, Sweden, and began my training. This is easily the most difficult yet rewarding adventure of my life, so I hope you enjoy the ride.
Bit of a training run today, and tragically I was going uphill and I gave it too much oomph and I broke the chain right off. Also fucked up my knee just a bit, limping a little, but I have 2 kilometers back to the beginning of the trails, and then it's thankfully downhill back home from there. Rough start. Lots of blueberries along the trail here though, and I got water, so I'm good for a couple hours at least. Howdy folks, Eric here from North American Adventures. I'm on a bike packing trip. What? I will give you a better angle of all the gear I have along soon, but it's so heavy, it doesn't actually support it on the stand, so I'm gonna get back on the trail here in a moment. I'm on the Skaraborgsleden. It is a small rural road leading out of Skövde. That is my family's hometown. After about a month visiting Sweden and Norway, taking care of my baby niece for a little bit, I've decided on a new adventure. We are going to be going all the way down to Munich. It could be over 2,000 kilometers. We'll see if this 20-year-old mountain bike makes it all the way. Like I showed you the other day, I had to get the chain switched out, and I got all this new gear on, probably about 50 to 60 pounds, and we are booking it uphill, so we're gonna keep going. I've gone about 12 kilometers so far on the Västra Götalandsleden, which I'll be following for at least another 50 kilometers or so before I turn further south towards Göteborg. It's about 180 kilometers total. I think it'll take me about 4 or 5 days, but I started at 2 p.m. here because it's been raining off and on today and the last few days as well. So we'll see how much the weather allows. Lots of beautiful farmland. I stopped here so you could see the foals and the gorgeous horses. The highway you can see through the trees there, just in the distance. So, never far from civilization. But we're making great progress. We've gone 18 or 19 kilometers now, and it's only been about an hour and a half. So, feeling great about that. Gonna keep going. I was just coming down this paved path here. You can see the dirt road is actually for the cars, which is hilarious. But somebody put up a little rastplats here, which means like rest area. Nybygget means newly built. It's just on their property here. So I've posted up for a quick 5-minute break. My legs are tired, but feeling good. Alrighty, I've been following this path for many kilometers now. It goes very straight, parallel to the highway there, you can see, and parallel to this property that is all forest. I've gone about 32 kilometers and I'm worn out, so I was peeking into the forest here. I've already put my bike in, and I found this absolutely gorgeous area in the pine forest here. Absolutely picturesque. This is what Sweden looks like, folks. You gotta love it. Gonna be sleeping nice and soft on some moss tonight. It's only about 6:30, so I got a couple hours of daylight. I'm probably gonna do like a late lunch and dinner here, so gonna get my tent set up. Stay tuned. So far the bike is doing real well. She's obviously a bit top heavy, but I'm getting more and more accustomed to it as I get further along the road. All right, I just bought this tent. It is not technically a tent, it is just a shelter. I've just realized that, so it's gonna be a bit buggy tonight and in the future, but this is sort of a step up, a little more outdoorsy. I'm gonna stick with it for now. If I really hate it, then I'll just buy a new tent on the route. All right, I've had a change of clothes, long sleeves and sweatpants to keep the bugs away. I'm gonna put together a little soup here and a sandwich, late lunch, and then I'll take a nap probably. Whew. Got my tomato soup with noodles cooking up. Just barely stopped it from boiling over. I'm excited. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful spot here in the pine forest. All right, soup's ready. Just cooling off a little. You can see the noodles in there. Got a frälur, is what we call these, just classic buns, you know. And then a very garlicky meat stick, which I've already tried. You can even see the garlic. Anyhow, I'm gonna enjoy this with a view.
Alrighty, folks. Got a lot of sleep. It's about 10:15 now. I'm going to be getting up quickly here as there are tons of bugs in my face and cleaning up camp.
And voila, leave no trace. Just gonna pack up my gear and get on the road. I've come to realize that churches are a great spot for lunch. They always have free fresh water, and there's usually no one here, which is nice. So I'm just making up my brekkie for the morning. A little oatmeal. And 5 minutes later, it's ready. We got banana chips, raisins, and walnuts, and a lot of honey. And here I am, beneath the church. Pretty cool. Gonna sit here on the stone and just enjoy the view. So, it's only 1:15 now, but they're calling for the worst rain in 50 years tonight. So, I'm heading over to a rest stop where I know there will be a roof in case it gets crazy. And I'll set up camp early today because the rain is coming in just an hour or so. I've arrived at this nice rest stop just off the highway. There is shelter if need be, if it gets too crazy. And I'm probably gonna set up my tent right here, a little bit of an incline facing the table so I get a little privacy. As you can see, it is pouring rain. Got my shelter set up there, and I've got a proper roof. And there's our lunch for today, folks. Gonna keep me warm in this questionable weather.
Faced with a week straight of full-day rain, it was clear that I was far too anxious to get started. But don't worry, the story doesn't end here. If you made it this far, do me a big favor and subscribe to the channel. The next video will be out soon.